G'day! Welcome back to Minecraft Down Under. This is episode 25. So, guys, look at this. Yes, look at this in front of you. Isn't she beautiful? Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, last live stream, guys, I did say I was going to get the bridges complete. Got them done. And guess what? I almost did all the sides as well. Look at that. How stunning is that? Right around the room. Right around the room. Now, there's a couple of bits I did miss, so don't point them out. I know I'm missing. There is a stair missing somewhere, and there's a piece of wood missing somewhere. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. But yeah, flame and galah, guys. Today, obviously, we're moving on from all this, and we'll be going downstairs and starting on our reverse slime farm. This should be flaming interesting, and I'll show off a little bit upstairs in a second. But Harrison, thank you very much for supporting the channel. His super chat says, interrupting super chat. It should have said incoming. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And, oh, how do you say your name? Flaming God. Stare? S-T-E-R. Hey, thank you very much for supporting the channel, mate. He says, love the channel. Found you late on Build Big or Go Home and binge watched around about 50 episodes in 3 days. Flame and galah, that's dedication. Make sure you smash those buttons. But thank you very much for supporting the channel, mate. Okay, let's continue. Oh, it's short for Stephen? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Steve.
Steve.
Like Steve, but without the V.
Like Steve.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, okay, let's continue. Now, guys, last live stream we did start on the decoration, as you can see. Come around. Okay, as you can see, the decoration around the main base here, it's looking stunning. I did say I was going to obviously get the bridges done, all done and dusted. Check out, oh, by the way, not quite. There's not a piece of iron in here yet. Not quite. Look at this. Look at this. It's just, that indicator light just come on, so we've literally got... it's got to fill an entire chest before it trickles down into this chest here. But that's the first silo of iron completely full from the iron farm, by the way.
I have to just say,
yep.
So the interrupting thing is a meme. The interrupting cow.
The interrupting cow meme?
But it was the interrupting.
Oh.
That's what it was meant to be.
Okay, it's a meme. It's a joke. Alright, up we go. Alright, let's keep going. So, last live stream we also took care of the doors. And yes, I know the wood pattern is facing a different way than downstairs, and we'll take care of that later. But check it out. How beautiful is this? Oh, there was a bit of iron there. Flame and galah. Everything seems to be coming together absolutely perfectly. I mean, stunningly. It's beautiful up here. And guess what? We don't get invaded by any monsters anymore. That's what I'm literally serious. No more monster invasions. Absolutely none at all. I have to finish off, obviously, the top end here at some point soon, but I'm not too worried about that yet. To be honest, I didn't even think I was going to get that far with the decorations. But yeah, that's done and dusted. I also did some more AFK fish farming. That's right, I did another 6-hour stint. Come on down. So I've been moving more and more books, and I put the filters in finally. So you will not see any cod or any normal fish in this anymore. It's all being filtered out and disintegrated. And I've been putting the books as we go along for the AFK fish farm, obviously in the chest to the right here. And it's just filling up. I can put that back. And I was trying I'm going to get some rods here. I'm going to get some rods and try build a little bit better of a rod. That's what I was doing here. I was like, ooh, lure 3. Ooh. I was looking at some of these rods and going, oh, I've got to combine them together, make an ultimate rod at some point soon. So, I've got to do that. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff's being finally filtered out. Probably make an ultimate bow here. Yeah, probably an ultimate bow as well will be nice. But as you can see, that goes right up until this one now, and right up until this one. But I've taken out all the books and I throw them down. I'm probably going to do another session maybe tonight or tomorrow. Another 5-6 hours of AFK. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's head on downstairs. Open on up. There we go. Alright, you're probably wondering what are we doing today? Well, we're going to be starting on a slime farm. Look at that. That's stunning. Got to fix up down here, but up there is starting to look amazing. You wait until the water flow starts. But anyway, so today we're going to start on a reverse slime farm. That's right. Let me go ahead and throw this away. let's go downstairs real quick. Yep, that's right. Yep, oh, it's daytime. And as you can see, we have the automatic digging machine still up the top where it's been placed. It hasn't moved. But as you can see here, the hole is completely dug out. Mostly, big credit, like seriously, the digger did most of the work. I manually cleaned up the sides, to be honest with you. That was what was left and filled in the walls, so that's what I did. Now, this slime farm is a little bit different than I normally used to doing, because this is just a slime chunk where we stand. And obviously, I think with 3 blocks, 3 blocks on each side here. But I'm used to doing just normal like 4 or 5 pads, and literally slimes jump off down here. They either flow down to a slime reducer, a disintegrator, or whatever killing machine, and it does the job, or they jump off and they just do a splat pad and die, with the magma blocks. There's so many different ways you can kill the slimes. That's the way I'm used to doing them. But this time around, I want to reverse it. I want the slimes to go up and into one of the main towers. It's literally a reversed slime farm. So, flaming galah. I'm not even 100% sure on how we're going to pull it all off. I have a rough idea. So, we're going to obviously need a shopping list, but here's my idea. I think if I bring up my chunk borders here, F3NG by the way. Yes, it's just, I've got the extra 3. I'm just double checking the parameters here all the way around. Yep, 3. Because sometimes I do a 4th, and that's big mistake, and we'll have to fix that up. But I'm just double checking. Yeah, okay, 3, perfect, and the slime chunk's in the middle. All right, so let's get rid of that. Zoop. Now, I think it's really easy to transport mobs and items around nowadays with water. Everybody knows that. They fixed it up a long time ago for easy transportation, especially with bubble elevators and everything else. So I think probably the best idea to come up with is probably have a decent splash pool down here, push all the slimes that fall off the pads down to obviously a big point, cut a big hole in the wall and have a giant bubble elevator. No, don't even have to have a giant. It can be literally a 1 column almost. No, because the little slimes, it has to be something against a wall. So they pushed against the wall and pushed into the column, and then woof, up it goes really quickly. See, I'm thinking, and then literally they zoom up right quick, and then they go straight into our tower, which will be obviously up in one of the towers. So that's another tower used. So we've got a chicken farm in one. We're going to have a slime farm in another. And to AFK in this slime farm, you would be sitting in the tower, because we are on the side. I think this part here is the tower. So I think the chunk sort of comes off the side a little bit of the tower, but it's still perfect. It will still be loaded. They still should be spawning once we light up caves, because all the caves and everything around us right now is affecting. Like, there's a giant bloody mine shaft right there. I think what I come across is black as. We got to light it all up, make sure there's no other spawning spots. Get more slime spawning, get it more efficient. But it's only a single chunk slime farm, so I'm not expecting it to be, uber crazy quick. But, so that's my idea, and it shoots them up the top. But I'm thinking, but what I'm worried about, okay, my biggest concern is this. My biggest concern will be this. What happens if we're standing all the way up on surface level, and the slime spawns on mid-level pad, jumps off down into the stream, but it's too far away. Will it despawn quick? Will it have enough time to get around to the actual elevator to shoot it up real quick? Like, there's a lot of questions like that has to be answered. So if we're going to do the simple pull run around channel trick, we gotta have to make sure the farm is future proof too, because if that does not work and we have to build a water canal for each and single level, we've got to make sure the pad is thick enough as well for a water canal that could take it up. So I'm just sort of thinking of the future as well. We'll say what happens if the slimes despawn. Like, we're not getting any slimes, they start despawning, we have to make fixes. So we got to make sure that the pads that we build, because most YouTubers just use single slab pads nowadays, the top parts, yeah, they usually YouTubers use the single pad slime. But I think we'll go for the traditional 2 thick, because that will allow for future proofing as well. Maybe a hollow 2 thick. Alright, so let me go grab a shopping list. Okay, so that there is one of our wings. This here is going to be the slime farm wing. This here is actually pretty much over the top of the chunk of our slime farm that we've dug out downstairs with the auto digger. So we got our chicken farm over there, and we're going to have our slime farm over here. I have no clue what's going on in that one over there. Like, we built it over a river, so we could have a squid farm if we wanted to. It's going to be flaming brilliant. So the plan is, once the slimes reach the surface here, once they reach the surface, this is where you would AFK, obviously. You'll AFK right about here, and the slimes will come up. We're going to have a switch or a system so I can divert the large slimes for a later project. And may need a ton of fair names, if you know what I mean. So we got to obviously have a killing system slash a track loading system to boot. And that's got to be sitting up here. And then we're going to have some sort of silo set up as well. So yeah, we're going to have a silo set up as well to cater for all that. That's later on. I'm not too worried about that. I just wanted to show you that. And if you look straight down, I've got to dismantle the TNT tunnel ball digger machine of doom down there. We're not going to drop down there. I'm just going to go back round the other way. I think it's a lot safer. But yeah, that there is this place, this base is definitely going to be epic when it's done. You know, we're going to have nearly every single farm built on, around, or in her. So it's going to be bloody brilliant, guys. Absolutely brilliant. All right, let's keep going. Let's go down there. Let's go down. All right, so anyway, as I was saying, this direction here is a lake. So we would probably tunnel into a lake. Don't want that. This direction, I'm praying, over here is not a lake. So I'm just marking this out, saying, Data, this is the way we've got to be building. This is the way we aim the water source, okay? So at the end of the day, that's the water source. That's where it's got to go that way. Because if I'm facing that, yeah, lake is on the right-hand side. There's a big land mass on the left near the bridge. Okay, perfect. All right, there we go. Absolutely perfect. Alright, so now that we've figured that out, let's start with the first layer here. Now, I'm just gonna see how low can we get it? Sort of thing. So we need to find the middle. That's our next little step here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. We've stumbled along on it. I want this middle to be nice and fat to take, you know, the biggest of biggest slimes, you know. I know it only needs to be a 3x3, but technically there's no center. There's a 2 center, so I would go the extra one. So we'll dig this out, bring it way back. It can be pushing against this block here. So to be honest with you, I'd probably do a nice, literally 3 thick. Yep, I would say 3 thick. Nice 3 thick. There we go. So that on that line there, perfect. Actually, this might work perfectly. So soul sand would go in there, and it would shoot it upwards. Perfect. Okay, so we don't really need to take it too far off of bedrock for the starters. To be honest with everybody, I like to normally do a 2 thick, but actually we could probably get away with a 1 thick with a water canal system and everything. Flowing in there. It should be lovely. So the plan is, so this first section here will be air gap. Okay, this last bit here will be water flowing down. Okay, water flowing down. That will be our bubble elevator. It will be in here. Okay, so they get pushed into here. It's wide enough to take the biggest of slimes. They get as soon as they touch. Or can we go one more? Should we? No. I was going to say, let's go one more, but then we can't use that. So I was thinking about going one more for safekeeping. No, it's fine. I think it'll be fine. Because technically, as soon as they touch it, they should go up. Okay, that doesn't matter. All right, so anyway, so yeah, all this has got to be cleared to the surface. All this, like 3 by whatever the number of that is, got to be cleared to the surface. This will be the water that comes down, because as soon as they get pushed into the water, they're going to hit the bubble elevator and go poof, straight up like a bloody rocket out the top. It would look funny ass. So they might get stuck on the wall. Nasty might be right. And we've got room to do one more. Why not? Why not? Flaming Galar, all right, let's push it back by one more. There's no bedrock in the way. We can put literally. Let's push it back by one more. Nasty's right. I think you think that's about right. Let's just. So now it's a 4 gap. So they literally have to travel 3 blocks before even touching the water source, and they'll technically be half into the water source anyway. So there we go. We're going to give it a really big gap to go up. Like, that's pretty decent. You can't say that's not decent to me. So we made it 1 wider, but there we go. So our soul sand will fit in here nicely. Let's go ahead and make a 1. That's right. Literally just a 1 high first pad here. Let's go wrap this around. This is going to be our first pad. All right, wrap it around. 3, leaving a 3 gap on the side. We'll use good old water canals. And they should be able to get pushed down to where we are. Because, unfortunately, slimes, they like to... As soon as they spawn on a pad, they jump to the sides of the room. Like, they'll get stuck in the walls and everything as they go all the way around. And they'd sort of get forced eventually. The water will push them down into where we want them to go. Because they stick to the walls like glue. So, yeah. Flaming Galar. Okay, so let's continue this. There we go. So we're building it 1 off the ground. Actually, we don't even need to... This can all stay the same. Let's build the pad nice. 1 off the ground. First pad going in. Okay, there we go. So that pad is now installed. What I'm going to do is just put some torches on it for now. Don't worry about where you put them, because we're going to have a roof. Remember earlier how I was saying that I want to future-proof it, because we may have some despawning slimes. Okay, so normally you make it 3 high, which we're going to do. Yes, we're going to definitely make it 3 high, but we're going to make it 2 thick. This will allow us, if we need to put in another water canal on each level in the future because they are despawning, we can do that. But if what we're doing right now is going to work and work nicely, well, don't bother with the extra work. That's what I'm trying to say. So for now, there's our very first pad, and this is our very first launcher that's going to launch our slimes up. Okay, perfect. So what we'll do now is let's start with the water. The water usually can be quite difficult. It confuses some people. So I'm actually going to use our pad here to make an infinity water source. There we go. Nice. So we can grab the buckets back. There we go. Grab both buckets back. So the water canals can sort of confuse people, I think. Yeah, I think it could definitely confuse people. I think corners get people. To be honest, let's start with the water canal here. I think probably the best way to go. I use slabs nowadays because they made... not slabs, sorry, pressure plates, because they made slabs now can get flooded, and my method doesn't work. So now I like to use pressure plates instead, and what I like to do is just plump it down like so. Oh, actually I made this wrong. Did anyone point that out? Nobody pointed that out. Flaming Galar, hang on a second. That was my bad. Somebody probably pointed this out. That was my bad. Nearly, this pad would have been completely off. Hang on. All right, let's restore this. There, 3 by 3. There's 3. That's perfect. Didn't want to mess that one up. Okay. All right, so we'll put three pads there, 3 pads there. Then we're going to take our signs and go sign, sign, sign. You can use gates if you want to. People love to use gates as well. Signs work just as good. Oh, whoops. And if I place them in the right spot, data. Boom, boom. All right, and then literally bucket. That should flow that way. And then just keep going with the buckets. All right, that's looking good. And there we go. Okay, so there's a problem in the middle. Now, there's a chance, hang on a sec, there's a chance you could probably put a water... That's okay, that's still good, that's still fine. So go ahead and grab another bucket and place it there. Ah, perfect. There we go. We've made it perfectly running into, obviously, this is where our bubble elevator will hit. They'll hit against the wall and go boom, straight up, which is great. That's going to work perfectly. So now what we've done is pretty much made the water sources one off the ground. One off the ground. The pad, obviously the pressure plates are taking up, they are taking up, obviously, an air block there. That's why it's jacked up so high. So the next bit is still quite easy, or should be roughly quite easy to do, is the corner bit here may... To be honest, this is too short. I probably would start with the corner bit first, just saying. Because, see, this is a bit short. So, yeah, if this wasn't short, I would probably, I would start here. But, to be honest with you, I'm going to start with the corner bit here. Same thing here. We're going to put sign, sign, sign. And run over there. So, manipulating water is usually quite easy to do. It's just finding the right way to do it. See, there we go. Connected to that completely fine. Look, see? The water is all connected perfectly. Push these slimes down nicely. You can't have any air gaps because they could die on impact, which is not good. And obviously the signs you can walk through signs. Now, you probably noticed already, the water has got a problem on the corner here. And all you would have to do, to be honest, is maybe dig in by one. There's a bit of gold there. And put a water source bucket in there. There you go. See, manipulating water works absolutely perfect. See what I mean? There is no jam bits at all. It goes perfect. Down here, down here. So now when a slime jumps over here, obviously slime's going to get caught. I'm not pressing the keyboard at all. The water is taking me along for the ride. It gets a bit weak here. It gets a bit weak. It should toughen up. Remember, they made it so water nowadays... the water nowadays, well, there we go, grabbed me and then pushes me onto the elevator. Perfect. Water nowadays, the further that the water source flows, the weaker that it pushes you. So obviously the first 4 blocks. So if you really wanted to beef that up even more, you want that faster, put another row in here. You want this bit here to have more force, put another row. Watch what I mean. Watch what I mean. Literally, put another row in here. It won't affect nothing. Look, see, it hasn't affected that. Just put in another row. More power, Captain. Literally, our reverse slime farm is going to need little baby gaps like this on purpose. Now, if we go in here, let go of the keyboard, we shouldn't come to a complete stop. See? Full power, full power, full power, and there we go. Okay? Haha! Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. See? Little gaps, guys. Little gaps. Because remember, the water sources nowadays, the further they travel, the crappier they push you. So now we just got to do that all the way around the room. Same thing. I would do the corners first, and I'd go by there. So literally, again, literally come to the corner. Because this would split off. That would go that direction, that would go that direction. I'd come to the corner, pressure plates, water, in, break block, push out that way. Same over here. Come over here, literally. Pressure plates, signs, water in, break block, go out that way. Like, that's pretty much how simple is manipulating water canals and currents and stuff. Still, to this day, in Minecraft. Okay, alright, so now the canal system is completely done. All the way around the room. I made it so, well, we obviously made it so it's nice and small gap. I keep saying that all the time. It's really important because of the water flow is nice and strong. The current's nice and strong, and we'll be pushing all the slimes into the one direction. Now, remember, we do have the backup plan. That's why we are just about to make the pads too thick, and I'll show you that in a second. So let's start on the second level. I'll leave our infinity water pool there, just in case we need it for later on. But what we're going to do now is come off the ground by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That should be perfect. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now is build it up by 2. And the reason why I'm building up 2, I'm future-proofing it. Most YouTubers like to just use top slabs. That's the way they like to do it. It's just you know, roughly, it's roughly how they do things, but I'm doing it just in case we need to future-proof it. And what I mean about future, I keep saying future-proofing because what we're building is experimental. I don't know if this reverse slime farm is going to work or not. So if I have to build another water canal system, well, guess what? I made it too thick, so I can build another water canal system on each of the levels. Because remember, we're AFKing all the way up there. If the slimes jump off and fall down into the water and have to go into the chute and shoot up, there's a possibility of despawns, like a lot of despawns. If we're getting too many despawns, well, I'm going to have to get my bum back in here. And, yeah, I'm going to have to get my bum back in. Oh, I'm doing the top layer first, flame glass. Back in here, and I'm literally going to have to build every single layer with water canals. There's another way you could do it. Apparently, according to the fans, you can... let me do the bottom layer first. Probably a lot easier. According to the fans, you can actually use iron golems to attract, but you must have a sealed room to do it. What I mean by that, so seeing how we got the 3 gap here, would have to seal that, like fill that in, and have a sealed room, so it's small as possible, and an iron golem on one side, and it does attract the slimes, sort of. But there's possibility of slimes do get stuck in the corner. Apparently, if slimes get stuck on one part of the pad, you got to be patient. Eventually, they'll make their way around. No, I think going with the whole water, jumping off into the water and letting the water do all the oof work, I think is probably the best thing to do for us at this point in time. But we'll make adjustments if needed later on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, because at the moment, once they spawn on the pad, they immediately start jumping in random directions and just straight into the water. Remember, they're attracted to the walls. They'll never stay in the middle. They won't just jump around in a circle in the middle. They'll jump into the walls, and the water will take care of the rest of the business from there. Push them all up in one bubble elevator. So, yeah. Alright. Okay, so that there is our very first pad done. I'm lighting it up with regular old torches at this time due to we don't want normal spawns happening, not while we're in here. Just something to keep it lit so we don't have creepers or anything to go boom. And what we need to do now is come down here, and as I was saying before, is like a lot of YouTubers will just use torch in one set of slabs. But we're going all out because we want the whole backup plan. So, you know what? We can literally use hanging lanterns. Look at that. And just knock out the torch. And literally, like, every couple of blocks. Like, back in the day, every couple of blocks, I'd use glowstone. That's what I would literally miss. Like, I don't know if anyone can remember that. But, yeah, back in the day. So, every second block, go ahead. And we've got the iron to afford it. This is quite expensive if you don't probably have the iron. So, probably I wouldn't do it. Oh, flaming glare. I'd have to spread it out even more. No, it's fine. I'll just keep using 2s. I really don't want to go nuts. But yeah, just literally do this all the way across. Leave a couple of spare gaps. And look at this. This is looking good already. I'm going to get rid of the torches. Look at that. That looks awesome. Make sure there's a gap. Yep. Alright, we are almost... Whoa! Falling into the pool water there. Alright, switcheroony. Oh. Now just remember, no one ever is going to come down here. So even if you miss 1 or 2, it doesn't really matter. And go ahead and start removing some of the torches on the bottom here. Pretty sure that's light enough to keep everything lit like a Christmas tree. But it's not going to affect the big slimes too. The big slimes only need 3 blocks, by the way. Go and remove that. There we go. Lovely. Look at that. That's right. This is literally... I can't believe we're building a reversed slime farm. This is going to be nuts. It'll be the first one I've ever done. As I said, I've always done, you got to kill them the most efficient way. Jump off, fall to their death, go splat, use a Minecraft to suck them all up. And that's the most efficient way you do it. But to send them to the surface, yes, it's going to be a bit slower than normal. It's definitely not going to be as efficient. But to send them to that thing as a sorting / killing area is going to be great. Remember, we need a few for some name tags for the future. We're going to obviously do it in a live stream and name tag some bobs. They won't be called Bobs. Obviously, we'll be picking random names out of stream. I'll get rid of that. But that's 3 thick. Nice. Perfect. Lovely. Perfect. All the way across. Yep. So now, what we're going to go ahead and do is drill up. Okay? Alright. So, I've got a lot of pads to build. Probably, I think roughly 5 or 6 could probably fit in there at no problem. No problem. So, let's come in here. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now is start digging up. That's right. And I have no clue if we're going to hit any lava, so just bear with me. Start literally digging straight up. We want to dig up as high as we possibly can. Probably not to the surface. We don't want to break too much of the surface. We'll have a look and see where we need to stop, but we'll just, yeah. So we're going from literally digging a hole from bedrock straight up. So some of this needs to be filled in, unfortunately. Oh, see cave system here. Yep, come all up here. Alright, now let's go ahead and fill some of this in. Remember, it doesn't need to be all the same block before you freak out. This is a slime farm. Nobody will ever be coming back down here. Once it's built, the surface is where you will be. Okay? So don't worry about what block you build it out of, the mixed blocks, whatever, dirt blocks, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, as long as it is a functional slime farm, I know I'm going to get a lot of crap from building it in different blocks, because I think everybody's expecting me to dig out the walls and make it one clean tube and glowstone and all this crazy stuff. No, come on, I've got pads to build. I've got a lot more than that to do. And we'll use torches to come up here. But yeah, we've got a lot of digging ahead of us. Let's get this hole done, I think. That's the next step in our little adventure here. That was one hell of a dig. We have finally done it. We're just about to break the surface here. If we look down, check this out. Look at that. It's like one giant elevator shaft. Now, to be honest, I don't want to break the surface. We'll break the surface for now just to let some light down. But what I want to do is go off to one side. So bring up this. Look at that. Oh, it looks like... Hang on. So this side should be the light. Yep. Come on up. Whoop, bum. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, it was on... I was right. If we dug this on the right-hand side, we would have had water problems. But we dug it on the left-hand side, which made it so we had all this. I knew there was extra room back here. So that's absolutely perfect. So now we just sort of got to make them flow into the middle here, and then we've got to put a door on there and storage and automatic lever switch system to filter out the slimes. We're gonna have so much. This reverse slime farm is going to be epic. So we need him to go. Hang on, we need them to go this way. So they'll hit the wall. They'll come up. We need them to go this way. This is the way we need them to flow. We need at least a 3 gap. Yep, a 3 gap. And they'll flow this way nicely. So let's fix up the walls. Don't need to fix up any of those. Put a torch in here. There we go. Alright, and then just keep digging in this way. And then I've got to go ahead and make a butt-ton. Actually, do I finish the pads first? Or that's the real question. I guess we're coming very close to coastal region. Just by the look of all this sandstone. This is beach stuff here. So we've got to be really, really careful. We're going to spring a leak in a second here, but we're aiming roughly for the middle. So there will be obviously signs, and the water flow would come over and over here. And we'll break out here again just to see where we're roughly at. Are we in the middle? I think we've gone past the middle. But 4 wide seems to be the way to go. So let's go ahead and measure this. Let's seal this up so we don't get any nasties come in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 5. There you go. That's the middle. I think we've gone perfect. We'll do a 4 middle. They will come out here. Okay, that's absolutely perfect. We'll make them literally turn the corner and then pop out right here. Water canal obviously into... I don't know how I'm going to do the next section. So the slimes pop out, no problem. Come flow up here. You can easily make them come to their death by a lava blade, or you can make them come to their death using not a lava blade. You could use something else like cactus. That works fine. Apparently campfires also work fine nowadays too. The new campfires, burn them to death. But we also need a switch, a lever system, so the large slimes can be filtered out on a whim to a side unit. Yeah, to a side unit where I have a minecart collection system. So maybe, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll go ahead and figure that stuff out. We've got a bunch more work to do still, guys. Bunch more work to do. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up, guys. Guys, thanks for watching episode 25 here of Minecraft Down Under. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you smash all those buttons. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is, I'm going to go ahead and remove this pillar and go all the way down. But yeah, we've got a bunch of work done. I'm really happy with the progress we've made with this reverse slime farm. I'm confident that she should work when we light up some of the caves around. We've obviously got a lot of floors to build. We've only got one technically floor built so far. And we've actually had 0 slime spawn, which is absolutely crazy. Normally we'd have a slime spawn by now, but we only got one room. And I've got to dismantle the machine up there. Yeah, so we've still got a lot of things to do, guys. We've still got a lot of things to do. We'll continue next stream. Hopefully we'll get up to the point where we're obviously killing our very first slime in the machine. That will be fantastic. Big shout out to the super chatters. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Obviously, if you don't super chat, you can support the channel by obviously just smashing those buttons, leaving comments below. That does help too, the smaller channels like me. And I'll catch you all later.